That one cell some time ago, Carrie basically said that's what she wants. She wants relationship. She wants relationship. That's her need. I'll decide it. Say, hey, let's connect. Lots of times, it isn't that what we really want. We want connect. We want relationship. How many know that things won't help you to get connected? Now, you know, if you put your focus on loving your neighbor, if you put your focus on loving your neighbor, does that work? It's like trying to go out and love your neighbor is like trying to drain the Atlantic. You dip and dip and dip, and when the day's over, you puddle at your feet. If you make it your purpose to love your neighbor and please your neighbor, A, you'll never be able to always please anybody. And B, sometimes when you try really hard, they don't even notice. How many know? If you give yourself 100% to neighbor love, you'll find that it will destroy your spirit. You'll find that you'll burn out. You'll discover you can't stay with it. Only neighbor love, growing out of a love for Jesus, has staying power. Before you become involved in service for others, you must allow Jesus to serve you. That came to light to me many, many years ago, where there was a friend of mine, Mark Barrett is his name. He played trumpet, I played trumpet. He was a pastor's son. He invited me to come out to his house. And there was a part of me that says, you know, I really don't want to go see him. There was something about him that I really didn't like. And then I finally came to it. I don't really love him. Then I began talking to God. Lord, I don't love him. And the Lord says, your problem's not with him. Your problem's with me. And then that verse in John says, we love others because what? He first loves us. He says, you can't love others because you're not letting me love. You can't love Mark because you're not letting me love you. And it hit me. My problem isn't with that person over there, why I can't love them. My problem's with God, and I'm not letting him love me and pour into me. Because I don't have anything to give. Only neighbor love, growing out of a love for Jesus, has stayed. Before you become involved in service for others, you must allow Jesus to serve you first. Or else you'll burn out. And oftentimes people in Christian ministry at first have a vital relationship with Jesus, but then they start serving others, and their time gets taken up in service, and they have spent a lot less time with Jesus, and their hearts start to grow cold. And you know what? That's what Jesus wants. Jesus brought you to himself, not to make you a slave, to be a doer. He brought you to himself to make you a friend. The sovereign majesty of the universe enjoys fellowship with us. Mary chose the good part because that's what Jesus wanted when he came to their home that evening. He wanted to love on them. Some years ago, there was a mother and a son. The father had died some years ago, and this mother and son had a unique relationship. This was back before television, and folks would spend evenings listening to the radio or reading to one another. They both enjoyed listening to good music. Their relationship was special. The young man in his early 20s met a young woman at church, and they fell in love, and they decided to get married. Back then, during World War II, housing was very difficult. So the mother, knowing that they wanted to get married, says, we have a 2-story house. I can make an apartment for myself in the 2nd story. I won't bother you. You can have the 1st story. You and your bride can live there. But the only thing I ask is that we would, on occasions, I don't want to take you away from your new bride, but I would like us to continue to connect. And he says, Mother, you can be sure of that. You're too important. So the couple married for a while. The life continued with the son stopping by a couple times a week to spend some time with his mom. But he became busy, and eventually days and actually weeks went by with only a call from downstairs and maybe a brief glimpse here and there. And the relationship became distant. Mother had her birthday, and her son brought her a lovely dress. He says, Happy birthday, Mom. She opened the package, looked at the dress. Oh, son, thank you. I appreciate so much what you've done. He says, Mother, if you don't like it. No, he says, excuse me, Mother, you don't like it. Oh, yes, I do. It's my color. Thank you. And Mother, I have a salesman. He said, you can take the dress back. She says, oh, it's lovely. Mother, you can't fool me. We've been together too long. What's wrong? The woman turned and opened her closet and said, Son, I have enough dresses here to last me for the rest of my life. I guess all I want to say is that I don't want your dress. I just want to spend some time with you. Out of this quaint story of long ago, I hear God saying that to me, that to you. I want to spend time with you. With all of our business, with all of our various relationships and tasks, God is asking, would you please simplify your life and get your priorities in order? God doesn't want or need our acts of service. He wants you, and He wants me. First time this concept struck me was from a song by Larnell Harris many years ago. I came to Christ when I was 16. I think I heard this particular song at age 18. And this title of the song is I Miss My Time with You. And here are the words. There he was just waiting in our old familiar place. An empty spot beside him where once I used to wait. To be filled with strength and wisdom for the battles of the day, I would have passed him by again if I didn't hear him say. Here's God saying, I miss my time with you. Those moments together. I need to be with you each day, and it hurts me when you say that you're too busy. Busy trying to serve me. And how can you serve me when your spirit's empty? There's a longing in my heart, wanting more than just a part of you. It's true. I miss my time with you. What will I have to offer? How can I truly care? My efforts have no meaning when your presence isn't there. But you'll provide the power if I take time to pray. Stay right here beside you, so you'll never have to say, I miss my time with you. I never realized that it hurt God if I didn't spend time with you. It hurt God, and I don't hurt God. And really the only reason why He wants to spend time with us is because He loves us. Because that's what's best for us. Let's pray. Father, this is a simple message. Would you make it life to us? Thinking about the passage in Revelation where it says that, Lord, you're standing at the door and you're knocking. And you're knocking at the doors of our hearts. And you say, if you hear my voice, open the door and I will come in and I will sit down and have a meal with you. And I want to connect with you, and I want you to connect with me. Lord, help us to be that church that has an open door where you can come and we can connect. And we will choose to connect with you. That's what we need. That's what this world needs. That's what I need. Make this life to us. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Are there announcements this week?